Hi, lovelies. Today I have a very special guest here with me. Alicia, welcome. Alicia is a client who came to me when she felt lost, frustrated, and heartbroken. But now she has completely turned her love life around. She went from begging for her specific person and accepting breadcrumbs for a long time, dealing with a third party situation, to now manifesting her specific person back and being treated like the prize that she actually is. And this month, they are moving in together with her specific person. But Alicia didn't just transform her love life, she transformed all areas of her life through undergoing a self concept transformation, through transforming herself. So she has manifested a job promotion to a higher position at work, a massive pay increase, incredible growth in her career, radiant health, unshakable confidence, and so much more. So, Alicia, thank you so much for being here and sharing your story with all of us.
Thank you so much, Paulina. It's nice to be here with everyone.
Yes. So, let's talk a little bit more about where you started, like the beginning of the journey, because I know that so many of my listeners, they can resonate with that as well. So when you first came to me, your specific person had broken up with you 1.5 years prior. And when you signed up for my monthly coaching, I asked you some questions in the intake form about where you were at. And I just had a look at them today, and you wrote that my specific person and I were together for almost 2 years. In the last 3 months, things were rocky. I felt like we were drifting apart from each other. We were fighting more. There were more disagreements on everything, and we didn't communicate well anymore. He started spending more and more time with his friends, which made me feel uncomfortable because you didn't feel like a priority, right? And then one
Correct.
night he was gone. Then 2 weeks after we broke up, he was seeing someone new. So that's when the third party already was in the picture. So she had been there for quite some time. And you were heartbroken and frustrated because all you wanted was for him to come back. But it seemed like he had already moved on with the other woman and that you lost him for good. Like after all, he was already living together with another woman, so the third party, and they had a dog together that they were sharing. So it looked pretty serious. It looked like their relationship was serious. Now, I want you to tell us about where you were emotionally and mentally when you signed up for the one-on-one coaching with me. Like, how did you feel about yourself and your specific person?
I was very, very distraught. I came to you and I was like, please help me. I will do anything. I have tried everything, which in my mind was chasing him, being super needy, driving past his work all the time, which now I seem like a complete stalker. I was crying myself to sleep. I couldn't go to work because I was just so mentally unstuck all the time. And I was just thinking about him. And yeah, my self-concept, which it turned out I wasn't even aware of what that was pretty horrible. So yeah, it was a really rough time for me, and I thought my whole life had just turned upside down.
Wow, that is insane.
Yeah,
So it
it
was
was
definitely affecting you a lot. The breakup, the third party situation, it was affecting you to the point where you couldn't even focus working.
correct. Yes, so I had to take lots of time off work. I couldn't mentally come to work and have people ask questions about my relationship that had just failed. We lived in a pretty small city, so everyone sort of knew everyone, which made it quite difficult because I'd get questions all the time about it, and I just was spiraling completely out of control.
And you couldn't focus on other areas of your life either, like the health, well-being.
Everything, my health was plummeting. My friends, I sort of cut them off because I just couldn't be around other people. Yeah, just everything was just going down. So it
Wow.
was a really tough time for me.
Yeah.
It was,
Thank you so much for sharing that. It sounds like you had a rough time, and I am so happy that you signed up for coaching because your whole life took a complete U-turn after that.
100%. Yeah. It's incredible.
Now, did you ever feel like your situation with your specific person was too complicated to turn around?
I did. I remember first messaging you and I was like, hold on, no, this is not a straightforward situation. My specific person's already living with his new girlfriend at the time. They had purchased a dog. Everything was like looking like I couldn't get him back. Essentially, I was just like, no, there's no way in hell this is going to happen.
Yeah,
I didn't even obviously know what manifestation was, but I was like, no, it's just not going to be my person anymore. And I just couldn't accept it. But
yeah, yeah.
yeah, it was, yeah.
Were there some specific thoughts that you can remember that you were stuck in?
I think I was just stuck in the fact that I had probably ruined my whole relationship with him. So I was like, oh my goodness, what have I done? Did I
Yeah.
say the wrong thing at the time? Or the past, like fights would come up, like, did I say that? Or did he say this? So all of that was definitely coming up, and it was just making me really unwell to the
So you
point,
were like
yeah, I
looping in your mind of what you could have done differently, what you should have said differently to maybe save the.
correct. Yeah, no, that's correct. And I was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have said that. And so then he wouldn't have left, or maybe I should have communicated a different thought at the time. But at this stage, it didn't matter because he was already with his new um, third parties. So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
yeah,
Could you remind me a little bit of what you had been trying before signing up for coaching with me? Because you had been
yeah, for
looking at you
sure.
mentioned that you had been looking at some content on TikTok and YouTube when it comes to manifesting and tarot readings and stuff.
Yes, I got down the rabbit hole of TikTok and the whole manifestation. I tried everything. I remember logging on to TikTok one night and I actually found a video and it was like, manifest your specific person within 24 hours. And I was like, great, this is fabulous. This is what I want. And of course, it didn't work because I have never focused on my self-concept, never done anything of real value. So yeah, that was crazy. But yeah, so I did that. I would listen to tarot readings,
Wait, do you
anything. I was just
remember what that video told you to do? Do you still remember what you tried?
It was like, I'm pretty sure it was just like the cards, and they like pull out all the decks of cards and say, within 24 hours, you're going to get like see a blue bird and see, you know, different things around like in your environment. And I was like, oh, that's great. So that's, if I see a blue bird tomorrow, then my specific person will come back. So
Yes.
it was really, yeah, I tried everything at the time, but it obviously didn't help me very much because I was just focusing on the surface level things, which yeah,
Like so many
resulted.
people do.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing. There's so much misinformation out there that it's easy to just pick up a video and go with that
Yeah.
without actually having the root cause of what's actually going on.
And
So
I mean, we would want that to work, right? It would be so much easier because you wouldn't have to look at yourself in the mirror and look at your own shit, change your self-concept, change your beliefs. You would just do the quick fix thing and then it would be the solution and voila, you would have your specific person. So
yeah, correct. And to be honest, I would have loved a quick fix that would have solved all my issues. So, but unfortunately, it just doesn't work that way
yeah.
as I've now worked out. So,
I
yeah.
also remember you saying that you were constantly texting him, calling him, sending him long paragraphs, trying to convince him to get back together. So you were basically doing all of these masculine tactics that a lot of dating coaches also teach.
Yes, I was. And that's quite embarrassing now, but I would send him paragraphs. I'd get on my notes on my phone and just write and write and write and then send it all to him. And he was probably like, oh my goodness, this person is crazy. And looking back, that's such a crazy thing to do. But I was just, yeah, doing everything. I'd call him, I'd get someone else's phone and call his number because obviously he knew what my number was.
Yeah.
So it was just. I was just bombarding him essentially.
Did he ever reply to your messages, to those long paragraphs?
He never really replied. He would more just be like, please leave me alone. I need space.
Yeah,
So that was probably a good indicator at the time to leave him alone, but I just kept on going and going and going with the
of course.
messages and calls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were heartbroken. It's not easy to just let go or like
And
leave.
I was, yeah, that's true. I was very heartbroken, and especially with the third party in the picture now, and so quick after we broke up, that was really a lot to handle.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
just, yeah.
And since you were dealing with the sticky third party situation, and especially because the third party was there so early on, it must have felt really heartbreaking. But I want to talk a little bit more about that. Like, your specific person was already living with the other woman and they had the dog together. So, one of the things that we really worked on together in the beginning was taking back your power using subconscious reprogramming tools. Like, you got different audios to target specific things when it came to the third party situation. Audios to take your power back instead of focusing on the third party, start focusing on yourself, to release flashbacks like recalling memories where your specific person said something hurtful, or seeing a post of the third party and your specific person looking happy together. You also got
Yeah.
audios to stop comparing yourself to the third party, stop thinking that the third party had something that you didn't have, and that constant feeling of being second best and not being chosen in love. So, what was it that shifted for you when you started listening to those audios?
I think, yeah, for me, obviously with the third party being in the picture, it was a big issue at the time. But I think really what helped was, as you said, the hypnosis audios that you created for me that really targeted the areas that were the most triggering. So probably for me, it was like being second best, being, well, not even a priority to him because he's obviously chosen someone else. Not being chosen, that was a really big one for me. And that's something that we really worked on for quite a while.
Yeah.
Um, and I guess after I started listening to them, obviously it wasn't an instant fix like anything is. It did take me quite a while just to get that in my head that you are chosen, you are worthy. That's really important as well. And I think once that started to really drill into my mind, the focus shifted from the third party and my specific person to me again. So I started giving myself all the love, which before I didn't because I was purely focused on my specific person. So yeah, I started giving myself love. I started, I guess, getting rid of the obsessive thoughts that I was having around that whole situation. I
And I just
actually,
want to, sorry to interrupt, but I just want to
no, that's
highlight here
okay.
as well that it wasn't that you were trying to just give yourself love. It came from you shifting these deep-seated beliefs first to feeling
Correct.
completely loved, no questions asked. And that's when you started showing up differently. Because I see a lot of advice in the online space of, show yourself love, take the bubble bath, or
Yes.
like do all of these different things, like tell yourself in the mirror that you're beautiful.
Yes. Or take a spa day and give yourself words of affirmation and that's all great and it can also help you feel good in the moment, but you also want long lasting like feeling good, you know what I mean? So
Exactly.
you don't want a quick fix, you want it to last the rest of your lifetime. So that was, yeah, it was just really important just to bring that love back to me, focus purely on me. I got hobbies. I've never really had hobbies before. So I started just introducing a different hobby, and that really like gave me the power in the fact could do something and it wasn't purely focused on my specific person. I
Yeah, that's
was,
so good.
capable of doing something else that wasn't just him, third party, and then thinking about it all day.
Yeah,
So it gave me a lot of like confidence in myself as well, as one of the things was I wasn't chosen. So I was just showing up a lot more for me, and doing things that I loved and I enjoyed. So yeah, that's good.
that's amazing. And that's the
Yeah,
start of changing everything, taking back your power,
correct.
focusing on yourself and your life outside the love department, like outside the specific person.
Yes, and it's so important now looking back to purely not just focus on the specific person, but to focus on other areas of your life as well. So you have other things to then, when you get into your relationship with your specific person, you also have other things to lean back on and still enjoy. So I think that
Exactly.
was a really important part for me too. I
So that you
yeah.
don't lose yourself again.
Yeah, and that was after all this journey, you obviously don't want to lose yourself. So it was important to have other activities in life to actually look forward to and put my energy into. So
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah,
Mm,
it's
I love
good.
that for you.
Yeah,
And when you came to me, you also realized that this journey was going to be so much more about you than about your specific person. And this is something that so many people think that, okay, like they're manifesting a specific person, so let me focus on that person. Let me do all the things to get them. But this journey is so much more about you and elevating your self-conception, how you see yourself, how you feel about yourself through, of course, your beliefs. Because how I see it is like in order to manifest a committed relationship that actually lasts a lifetime, because I don't want to help someone just manifest a text message and then that's it. Like the conversation fizzles off and you don't get the things that you actually want. So, in order to manifest the relationship and get the treatment that you want as well from your specific person, be treated like a queen that you actually are instead of the garbage, instead of the one that
yes, the
isn't
leftovers that no
chosen.
one wants. Yeah,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
So you need to elevate your self-concept in order to get that, aka transform the way that you see yourself through changing your belief system. When you already mentioned it, that when you signed up for coaching with me, you didn't even know what self-concept was. It's only when you started coaching with me that you figured it out and you were like, okay, I need to actually change myself here. I need to change what I
Yeah.
believe to be true about myself and what I believe to be true about love and relationships. And we even uncovered that you had a poor self-concept. Like I don't really like saying the word poor or good or bad, but it's just a self-concept that wasn't serving you, wasn't helping you get the things that you wanted in love and relationships. Because you can have a self-concept and beliefs about yourself that support you in getting what you want, or beliefs that hinder you, stop you from getting what you want. So that's basically where you were at. You said that you had no self-worth, you had no confidence, you didn't feel lovable, and you had so many fears and insecurities that just caused a lot of relationship drama in the past. So we worked on transforming your self-concept to see yourself as lovable, more than good enough, and so worthy of having everything that you wanted in love. How did that change the way that you saw yourself? And how did that impact how other people around you started showing up, started treating you, and even your specific person?
For sure, I saw a massive difference. As you said, I had no knowledge of self-concept, so you can imagine it wasn't great when I worked it out what I actually need to work on. But after we've done all the different practices and our coaching, obviously, I was finding myself to be more confident. I obviously, when I was growing up and even before I met Paulina, I was a very shy, reserved person. So confidence wasn't even a part of my life. But that developed like instant almost overnight after we started doing all the practices. And I just guess I was more of a happy person to be around. I would get compliments from people at work, people just in the street that I would meet, friends, obviously my specific person as well, but just the happiness sort of radiated through me and then through other people. I wasn't getting stressed out at work. I was coping with other people, which was a really big thing for me because I used to let people just like would set me off and I couldn't like cope with it. But I was coping so much more better. I was getting a lot more praise and compliments from people at work as well, which was really great because, as I said, I was always very shy and reserved. So those little aspects of me were all sort of coming out. And then, yeah, with my specific person, he was giving me a lot more compliments, like crazy amount of compliments, which was so great because that's really what we're here for. He was would call me up more, which, as I said to Paulina, the whole texting me, that's not just like what I wanted. I wanted the actual cause, the plans to like catch up, that sort of thing, and obviously the relationship. But he was sort of, yeah, he was organizing things to do with me. He was making time, which was really important. Um, it was funny, these people that I used to sort of talk to a long time ago started messaging me again, reaching out that they wanted to buy me gifts, they wanted to come and see me, they
Oh my
wanted to take me out
God.
to dinner. Like it was wild. I was getting so much attention and I was like, oh my goodness, like this is what your self-concept is. Like, why haven't I learned about this prior?
Yeah.
Because I would have years ago, So it
Everyone
definitely made
wanted a
such a
piece of
difference.
you.
It was great. I was like, yep, you can have this, you can have that. But obviously, it was all for my specific person. At the end of the day, I didn't want all these random men reaching out to me. But look, the confidence boost was great. So I think you just have to take the small wins.
It's like, just give
Because,
me the gifts and that's it.
yeah, I'll just take all the handbags and you can leave me alone now. Thanks.
Give me
That's
that
great.
Prada handbag.
Yeah, that's all I want. And then please leave me alone. No more messages. But, compliments were great. So yeah, it was great.
Yeah. And I remember there
Mm,
was a time where, with your specific person, that you were a little bit frustrated because you felt like you were the one contacting him. Like you wanted the constant communication, but you were the
right.
one pursuing him, chasing him. And you wanted him to like make plans with you, but you were the one trying to make plans with him. So,
Yes. And I always would initiate that all the time prior to all this change happening. And I, as you said, was in the masculine energy quite a lot. And then obviously when we learned about that, I was like, oh my goodness, no, like we've got to reverse that role and he has to be the one to initiate. And yeah, it was eye-opening because I was like, oh my goodness, that's what I've been doing this whole time. So
yeah.
yeah, definitely had to put a stop to that.
Doing the complete opposite of what you were supposed to do, basically, in order to get the
Exactly.
results you wanted.
Exactly. Like he should be the one giving me gifts, not the other way around. So
Exactly, exactly.
yeah.
And he should be the one chasing you and you not chasing him because you are the prize now.
Yes, that's correct. I'm the prize, so that yeah, he can chase me now. That's on him. So
Exactly,
which he
exactly.
was in the end, he was. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's a great feeling.
yeah. Did you ever struggle with resisting the old story? How did you stop identifying with the version of you who had been left for someone else and who wasn't chosen?
It definitely took a long time. I'm not going to lie and say, oh, it was an instant thing that happened after a month and I was just chosen again.
Yeah,
She would be aware, we did a lot of coaching sessions just about being chosen because that was an underlying one from when I was younger,
yeah.
when I was a child. So it was a sort of deep-rooted issue at the time that I obviously had never worked on. So it's a lot of years to sort of get past. But I guess through the different practices in the program, um, it sort of really did, I don't know, something just sort of came to me one day and I was like, no, we have to stop identifying with the old thing. We can't go back. It's the past. The past is the past. And I was just like, you know what? Just give it a go. Just try and do the new story. And I obviously had many attempts at doing it, as it wasn't, as I said, it's not a quick fix. It takes a long time. But I think in the end, I just was like, no, you're chosen. You're a specific person, adores you, he loves you, and you know that because you just know in your heart, you just know. And I think that's what sort of just stuck with me then. But yeah, definitely wasn't easy. It was hard to get out of that old story and the old thoughts. But I guess all the new things that I was learning about myself in the whole journey, that was sort of outweighing all the old thoughts. So,
And maybe also when you had this vision for your future with your specific person, when you knew
yes,
exactly where you were going, maybe that was also the thing that had you focus more on what you wanted instead of the old, or no?
I think so. Yeah, no, I think I actually would write it out. I had a notebook. I encourage everyone to get a notebook because I would write everything in this notebook, and I still have it to this day. And I remember putting it all down about what I would like in my future with him
Yeah.
and other things in life, etc. And I was just would go back to that all the time, and I would just read it and read it and read it. And I was like, no, you know what? You can have that. Like, there's nothing stopping you. And you don't know, it may happen tomorrow, it may happen in 2 months, you just don't know. But I would always just reflect back on that notebook with the little few sentences that I wrote. And I
I
think
love
that's,
that
yeah,
with the
that's
notebook. Also, just seeing your
yes.
journey where you were at.
And it's really interesting because when I first started, I think one of the guides she sort of gave me was, what do you want? Like, what are you trying to manifest? And
Yeah.
all the things that I wrote down, and I was like, yeah, this and that, and this with my specific person, and we're
Yeah.
going to live in XYZ. And yeah, it's just incredible to go back and look at it at my journey now. Um,
And be like,
but yeah,
all those things have already happened.
yeah, and I'm like, oh my goodness, like everything's ticked off. So that's incredible.
You need
But
a new
it
list.
definitely, yeah, definitely do a list. It was really helpful, and having that notebook that you can go back rather than just like having a few things on your phone.
Exactly.
Um, and it's great now, even looking at it, I'm like, oh my goodness, like I've come so far.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
Because when you're
incredible.
in it and when you're with yourself every single day, because you kind of see yourself every single day, then
I
it's
do.
harder to realize the transformation. But then when you have a journal and you can just see where you were at even like 2 months ago, you're like, shit, like this was actually my thoughts. This was actually my like emotional state on a daily basis and where I was at. And I'm not there at all anymore. I can't resonate with this version of me at all.
Yeah, no, it's definitely incredible. Like looking back, even as you said a couple of months ago, and I was like, just comparing the two, it's yeah, eye-opening, but so
That's when
lucky,
you really
obviously.
see it, like how far you.
That's when, yeah, just how far I've come, and even from the beginning, it's just a whole different thoughts and
Exactly.
beliefs about myself, even
Yeah.
with the self-concept
Yeah.
coming back in.
I also wonder, like, when it comes to resisting the old story in the beginning, or like going back to the old story, going back into your old ways of being, how much you changing those beliefs about yourself, the beliefs of not being chosen, not being good enough, not feeling worthy, and not feeling lovable. How much those actually helped you also transform the story? Kind of like by changing those beliefs first underneath, that's also when your mind was then telling yourself a different story. You know what I mean? Like you had access to a
Yeah,
new story on a conscious level, like consciously your thoughts were different because you had changed those underlying subconscious beliefs.
that definitely helped getting to the root cause of all of those little I'm not chosen and I wasn't worthy. It definitely helped so much, them being like improved almost. It did help so much having like a stellar self-concept. That's really the root of all
Which of course
how
it
things
takes some
sort of
time
improve.
to transform
Oh,
yourself
yes,
for
it
good.
did.
I want
Yeah.
everyone to hear here that those deep-seated beliefs of I'm not chosen, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, I'm not lovable, they are so deeply ingrained within us that it's not just gonna take 1 week of listening to an audio to change them.
Yeah, no, definitely it was, and as we discussed, it was something from my childhood. So we're talking about when I was 4 or 5. So
Yeah.
that's a long time. So it won't change within a week.
We're talking
Yeah,
about going against over 30 years of
correct.
programming.
Of programming. So you really just have to sort of stay calm, which obviously at the time it's hard. It's very, I would still, be like, Paulina, it's not working. Like I
Yeah.
can't get out of this headspace. And Paulina's like, it's okay, like you'll get there, you'll get there. And eventually I just sort of trusted myself that no, I will get there. And, the root cause of all the problems will, you know, diminish, which they did. No, if only it was a quick fix, that would just solve all my issues at the time. But
Mm.
it also in a way, it's good that it's not because if it was a quick fix, I wouldn't have known any of these beliefs that I'm not chosen, I'm not worthy, and I wouldn't have ever sort of worked on them, I guess, and really solved what was happening. So I'm sort of grateful in a way that it did take some time because then moving forward in the future, those are no longer there. So it's sort
Exactly.
of a full circle moment. Like you've actually, they will benefit you in your future life,
Yeah.
and the years to come,
And this is also
which
the
was,
difference between just affirming. Like if you're repeating affirmations every single day, like I'm lovable, I'm chosen, I'm good enough, and I'm the prize,
yeah,
then you have to keep affirming all life long. But what we do instead is
yeah,
we change those beliefs within the subconscious mind through those subconscious reprogramming audios. And then it's gonna be like, it's not gonna be a quick fix where you're just doing it one time, like you're listening to an audio one time and then it's gonna be sorted. But after a couple of months, you're gonna notice the massive transformation already. And then that's when those beliefs are gonna start being formed, like you're gonna start changing those beliefs, and then you don't have to do anything after that. It's like you change
correct.
them one time and that's it. So then you don't have to be affirming or anything on a daily basis. Now, I know that so many of my listeners here, they will wonder, okay, but what was her daily manifestation routine? Like, what was it that she was doing on a daily basis to actually create this change to manifest her specific person? So, just shortly, Alicia, I would want you to just tell us a little bit more about what you did on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, so I guess for me, I didn't want to make it a big process. I wanted to obviously live my life and still have parts of the manifestation process. But I guess for me, I did the audios that Paulina created for me. They were really effective, so I would do them every night, either that or like a breath work, um,
But it wasn't, you
every single
weren't
night of the
listening
week.
to anything the whole night. I just want to make this clear. It wasn't like a
Yeah,
sleep tape affirmation that she was listening
no.
to the whole night. It was just like before she went to bed.
Correct. Yeah, so it was only about 5 to 10 minutes every single night. So yeah,
Wow.
definitely wasn't a long process. I made that pretty clear to Paulina. I didn't want this to consume my whole life.
You didn't
Or
want to
like
have like something to do 2 hours
no,
per day.
no. I was like, I have to go to bed. I'm too tired. I'm so sorry. So I had to make it. It had to be like pretty quick the process. But I found that pretty useful to be honest because I wasn't just thinking about the process all day and oh, it's 10 o'clock. Like I better do the audio now. Oh, it's 1 o'clock. What can I do now? So I kept it very simple, which obviously turned out pretty well.
Yeah,
But I think simple is key.
it
If you
is.
don't want it to be like forced either, you don't want to be like, oh, I have to do it now. So quick, everyone go, like I'm doing my process. Because if you're doing it as a forced sort of a thing, it just doesn't really, you're just not going to get the results that you're probably after. It really just wants to come as like a relaxed process,
And
I
you're not
think.
even
So
going to stay consistent for longer than 2 weeks because you're going to be like,
no,
fuck my life. This
no.
is too heavy. And that's where a lot of
Yeah.
people are as well. I see these comments on my videos like, I'm just exhausted. I'm drained from manifesting my specific person. It's like, yeah, well, then you have been pushing against yourself and been creating so much resistance anyway. So it's obviously it's not going to work either.
And I think that's the thing. And I would say to Paulina, like, I'm going away for the weekend with some friends. Like, I don't want to do it. And you'd be like, that's fine.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
totally
exactly.
fine. If you miss a couple of days, it's not going to like ruin your whole manifestation. It's actually probably good to take some time off your phone and have a bit of a social media
Yeah.
break.
Like live
So I
your
think that was
life,
really,
do your thing also.
yeah, it's like go have a life, go meet new people, do new experiences. Like you're going to benefit so much more than if you're missing your 10-minute breath work before you go to sleep, sort of thing. So I think that was really important just to, yeah,
That's
let
an
it be.
important reminder that you're the center of your universe, not your specific person. So if you're doing all these things trying to manifest your specific person, then you make him the center of your universe.
That's correct. And that's what I really didn't want to do. I still wanted to have a life outside of him
Yeah.
because I knew in the future that's what it was going to be like anyway. too unhealthy if you're just obsessed with them all the time and can't have a life.
I love
And
that. And I also know that since we were doing coaching on a month-to-month basis, based on the things that came up on our calls, sometimes I was
yes,
telling you like, let's not do any work for our specific person this week. Like just do you
yeah,
go out, live your life, but you're not gonna do any hypnosis for manifesting a specific person or any other audios kind of like trying to get that outcome.
yeah, no, correct. And it was really helpful to be honest, because then it just gave me a bit of, oh, okay, that's good. Like I don't have to have any focus on him. I can just do me, have a few weeks off, and then I think knowing as well that it's not going to stuff your whole journey up. It's
Yeah.
okay. Like,
Often it
it's
just releases
completely fine.
resistance like that, but you might have been a little bit scared to do it at first. You were
Yes,
at
I was a
first.
bit scared. I have to admit I was a bit scared. I was like, oh, will this be okay? Like, will I not, fuck up again? Like it's gonna be fine. And you're like, yeah, it's fine. Like you're fine. You know all the process. You know your self-concept is great. So just go live your life. It's fine. And that's what I
Exactly.
did.
It's
So,
not like you're gonna sabotage your manifestation just because you take a couple of days off or
yeah,
actually
no,
live your
it's
life like you should. And
like
here's the
just
thing as well, like when you focus on yourself and you focus on doing things that bring you that fulfillment, that enjoyment, what happens is you become so much more magnetic as well.
you do. And then things roll in with your specific person or other areas of your life, and you're like, wow, like that was actually really beneficial.
Yeah,
And then you keep doing it and more and more. So it was
exactly.
definitely, yeah, would recommend to anyone. So,
And that's when you also take your focus off of those circumstances so that that third party can actually leave. She can walk out the door.
which is what we all want. Really, in the end, we didn't want the third party there. Um, which obviously has happened how I exactly wanted it to be. So it's great. But yeah, at the time, it's great not to focus on them and just
Yeah.
purely focus on yourself. And it's amazing to see then those people just drop off. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Did you do something specific also in the morning? Because you were kind of saying what you did in the evening, like your nighttime routine.
Yeah, I didn't want to do an audio in the at night and then audio in the morning. I just felt like that was just a lot for me. But yeah, definitely 5-10 minutes in the morning in the program, in the apps that you had. And that was sort of set me up for the day, I guess, as well. Sort of put me in the right mind frame and I could continue on.
I love that. And so since I'm talking about the subconscious mind a lot, I know that there's many people that ask me what it feels like when the subconscious mind shifts. Like, how do you know that you have successfully impressed the subconscious with your desired end result and that the manifestation is done, that you have done enough work and that you're manifesting your specific person, it's all working behind the scenes, especially when you don't see any movement yet. So, could you share with us a moment when you felt like something shifted inside of you? What did that feel like?
Yeah, I think one day I was just probably after a coaching session because obviously I loved our coaching sessions together and something shifted and I was like, you know what? You can have your specific person. Like, there's nothing stopping you from being with him. Like, yes, there's a third party, and yes, they have a dog, and yes, they live together, and all this other crap, but that means nothing. Like, they could literally break up tomorrow, and here you are, like, oh my goodness, I can't have what I want. But you actually can. And I think, yeah, that was a really, like, changing moment. I was like, I can't really explain it. It's weird. I know we were talking about it before. And I was like, it just sort of happened. It's like this little feeling inside you, and you're like, no, fuck it. Actually, I can have what I want. So that's what I'm going to get. And I'm
Yeah,
going to have the relationship, and we're going to have this life together, and it's going to be great. And I think that's just sort of, yeah, it was an internal shift, and it's hard to really like reflect on what that, I guess, felt like. But I guess in the
yeah,
moment, it was just a freeing feeling of knowing that. And it was sort of like little butterflies. And I was like, oh my goodness, like this is great. Like, I can have exactly what I wanted the whole time that we've been working together. And I guess, yeah, my mind was obviously very calm. It was relaxed. It was just like Zen. And I was
yeah.
like, yeah. okay, this is no, this is good. All this work that I have done has all sort of led up to this moment. Very zen feeling. So,
It's kind of like
but
when
it
you
was,
have these perception shifts or this deep inner knowing, it's like there's this sense of certainty and this
yeah.
sense of calmness just washing over you. And at the same time, like, so you feel certain about like, yeah, I can have my manifestation, I can have my specific person, no matter what the 3D looks like. But then maybe the next moment, your ego mind starts questioning it all again and being like, ah, but can you actually?
Yeah, no, it definitely, the ego mind obviously played a big part, and also what I was seeing in the 3D was also a little bit triggering. But then I guess it almost just sort of, I was like, oh, yeah, the 3D's there, but I can still have exactly what I want. So it was sort of just a passing thought. It
Yeah,
wasn't just there and sort of sticking there, and then I couldn't get past what was in the 3D and I couldn't get past what was in my ego mind. It was more just, oh, okay, no, that's a thought, but you'll have your specific person in no time. It's fine. Like, calm down. And so you're just good, you know?
it's almost
So
like
that was,
feeling neutral about the things that are going on.
yeah. And I think it was, yeah, a very neutral, nice sort of feeling. It wasn't sort of a stressed out feeling, anything. It was just, okay, yeah, that's okay. The 3D can show those things. Like, that's great. And move on with your day. Like, it wasn't, oh my goodness, like, the world is so bad. Like, I'm never going to get him, blah, blah, blah. Like, it was just, yeah, like,
It's like,
no
okay, cool,
worries.
cool 3D,
That's
like
great.
show me what you got, like I can handle whatever. Show me what you
Yeah.
got. Is this your best shot? Like, is this
Yeah.
the
Like,
worst?
yeah, like, oh, okay, that's great. But I can still have him. So thanks, but you can go now. Goodbye. Like, yeah.
That's like you taking back your power. That's the definition of what it feels like to be in control and to be in your power
Yes.
when manifesting.
Correct. And that was, yeah, definitely in my like everything was just, yeah, in control. Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah, 100%.
There were longer periods of time when you didn't see much movement with your specific person manifestation, even if you felt so much better about yourself because you had been working on your self concept. But the third party was still in the picture, and you were like, okay, but is this actually working? So, when you saw no movement after doing all the things, what were you thinking and feeling?
Yeah, no, for sure. It was challenging. I'm not gonna lie. It was very challenging seeing no movement all the time, and things with my specific person was they were good, but they weren't the end result how I wanted. I think that's important to note. We were talking more, we were obviously calling, but as you said, the third party was still in the picture. So
Yeah, it was a
there was a
tricky
bit of
case because you had contact with him,
yeah,
and he was like, you
I
were
did.
calling and texting with him somewhat, like not so much,
Mm,
but like somewhat you were, but
yes,
the third party was still there.
the no movement was definitely it was hard, but to get out of that, well, get past the no movement thing, I guess it was just the sessions with you was really, really helpful. And I used to text you and message you, and I'd be like, Paulina, please help. This happened in the 3D, and there's no movement today, and what should I do? And spiral. But you obviously are going to have these feelings. It's not just like great self-concept, then have all the great feelings. You're always going to have like up and down feelings and thoughts
Yeah,
towards your situation as well. Um, but I guess focusing on other areas of my life really helped. I put a lot of energy into my job, a lot of energy into my friends, my family, hobbies that I just picked up. And I think I just focused on that purely. I was like, no, I can't keep being concerned about the no movement, the
mm,
3D. I was just like, no, just give that a break. It will be here. Things are always happening in the background, obviously, if you can't see it. But I think I just, yeah, really focused on other parts of my life and worked on that and how I would like to show up in those different roles. I also remember doing a lot of breath work during that time. I probably didn't listen to so many audios. It was more just breath work and regulating my nervous system,
yeah.
which was really helpful.
Getting back into a
Um,
space of feeling calm and taking
yes,
back your
that's
power.
correct.
Yeah.
And that's really that sense of calm and being in my power was really important to me through the process as well. So breath work helped heaps.
And the longer
And
one, I hope as well, the 45-minute breathwork
yes,
journeys
no,
that
I did
you
that
have
one.
announced.
I did. And because my attention span isn't great at the best of times, but I would do it in the daytime so then I wouldn't um, drift off to sleep. So no, I did do them and they were really helpful. I would recommend to anyone. But yeah, no, it was a challenging time, seeing no movement.
But for
So that was
anyone who
challenging.
isn't familiar with my breathwork journeys, because it might scare you when we were talking about the 45-minute breathwork journeys. It's like, what the fuck? Like, I can't breathe for 45 minutes. It's almost an hour. I don't have time for that. There's often so much resistance when clients join my world. They're like, I don't have time for it. I don't want to do it. But especially because most of my clients, they are highly anxious when they come to me. They have a lot of intrusive thoughts, a lot of doubts, worries, like can they do it, questioning themselves, not feeling worthy, good enough, all those things. So they are just so in this like fight or flight mode, feeling so triggered, feeling so reactive to like what's going on, what's happening, what is their specific person doing, what's going on in the 3D reality on a daily basis. So that's really where these 45-minute breathwork journeys come in because they help you feel so in control and feel calm and at peace. So they help with that anxiousness, with that nervousness, with that stressful state that often my clients find themselves in.
Yeah, no, definitely. And it definitely helped me because I was hesitant at the start, like many other people. Like I can't pay attention for 45 minutes or breathe for 45 minutes. But it was eye-opening once I did it. Like I felt so much better and just
Yeah.
so calm within myself and just like at peace. So it was definitely worthwhile. And obviously that's why I kept on doing it because once you do it once, you want to keep going because you want to feel that sense of calmness all the time.
It's like a whole new world opens up.
Definitely. Yeah, no, that's definitely what it felt like. And it was really nice. It was a nice feeling to just when you're in the moment and you're like, "Oh, I can't see the movement. I can't do this." Just put it on, take 45 minutes and just zen out. And then yeah, afterwards it was just incredible.
And it's not like you need to do those every day.
Yeah, no, correct. I didn't do it every day. Obviously, I'm a quite busy person, so I would just do it once every 2 weeks or so. But it's also like a thing too, like taking that time for you because this whole process is about you, not
Exactly.
about specific person, the third party, the whatever else you've got going on. It's really just about you. So giving yourself 45 minutes is nothing compared to everything. So
Yeah. And
it's
it's like
important.
taking a bubble bath, except for the
Yeah.
breathwork journey will change your state of being like permanently as well.
Yeah, no, that's right. It's, in the scheme of things, it's really not that much to feel really amazing afterwards. So it's definitely worthwhile.
Yeah. And then people often talk about you just need to decide that he is yours and he will be. Like, was there ever a moment when you just knew that he's mine? This is it. I'm gonna get him. My manifestation is working. What was that like for you emotionally and mentally?
Yeah, no, that definitely was. I can't pinpoint the moment, but it just definitely was a shift. And I was like, yep, no, my specific person is mine. We're gonna have a super like lovely life together. We're going to tick off all the goals that I again had written down in this notebook. Um, and I guess yeah, at the time I was just feeling like not hopeful, but just like I just knew it was going to happen. Like I just believed that
It's the
inside
deep
and I
inner
trusted it.
knowing. Yeah,
Yeah, just the inner knowing that no, you're going to have him. So that's it. No questions asked, no fear, no doubts. It just sort of, you may not see any movement, which obviously happened quite a lot, but I
normal.
just knew in the back of my head that I was like, yep, no, he's mine. That
No,
nothing's going
okay.
to change that. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Can you, like, based on this, what you just said, the question that I have is like, were you thinking about your specific person on a daily basis a lot? And if you were, like, what were the thoughts?
At the beginning, I was thinking about him all the time. But towards the end, I wasn't really thinking about him. Obviously, when he called or, sent me a nice sort of compliment message or something, I was like, oh, that's sweet. That's nice to hear from him kind of thing.
Yeah,
But it wasn't like obsessing, oh, I wonder what he's doing today or wonder what who he's with and those types of thoughts. It was never really like that.
yeah,
Um, it was just very, oh, that's nice, like a passing thought almost, but it was not like, really obsessed about his sort of whereabouts, that type thing.
yeah.
Um,
You weren't like
yeah,
hyper focused on him, like, what is he up to?
goodness, no.
Who is he hanging out with?
No. No, 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 no. Like, yeah, as I said at the start, very much so, but I wanted to get out of that mindset
Yeah.
and sort of shift that energy to him as such, like the masculine energy, to him and not just to me, because I knew that obviously was not the right way to do things after I've learned all about the process. So,
You wanted to be in your feminine energy.
yes, that's totally what I want to do. So, it's a good place to be. As I've learned lots about it now, it's definitely the place that you want to be. And
Yeah,
yeah, it's more beneficial to you anyway. So, just do it.
exactly.
Yeah.
And was there ever a moment where you just saw so much movement with your specific person that you realized that this is working?
Probably, yeah, probably most recently, really. It's weird, it happened quite sort of fast, I would like to say. The last sort of month or 2 months was really quick. Um, and I just knew it's gonna happen. Like I'm seeing all this movement. He's calling me so much more, which was really important. That was one of my sort of things that we spoke about together,
Yeah, you wanted the
Paulina. So
calls, not the text messages.
yeah, like text messages, anyone can send a text, but like you're sort of a bit more committed when you're calling someone. So that was a really big thing. So I would see and hear from him quite a lot. I would also see him more. He'd make plans. So it was just all the little things were sort of ticking off on my list, like my mental sort of checklist. I was like, okay, like this is actually things are happening like quite fast now. So it was very exciting. I felt very, very excited. I was like almost like little like sort of like giddy energy kind of thing. It was weird. It was just like little butterflies. I was like, this is so fun. Like, oh my goodness, it's happening.
And he was
Paulina, like,
saying all the
listen.
things that you had hoped him to say for so long. Like, I
100%.
us talking
Yeah.
well, when you were doubting the process and doubting whether he even wants you or he could forget about the things, like forgive you for the things that had the way that you
Mm,
acted in the past. Then I remember saying on one of our sessions, I was like, no, like he wants you and he only has eyes for you and all these kind of things. And then at some point, like I don't remember exactly what you shared, but you shared like a long list of things that he was like telling you, which was incredible.
yes. Yeah, no, it was definitely incredible. A lot of pretty much everything I wrote in that notebook and then shared with Paulina was all the things he said to me.
Yeah.
So, like, just like for example, obviously I'm not going to go through them all, but I was always just like, oh, like it would just be nice if he, said I love you. And I know that's really like basic, but to me that was non-existent when all of this happened. And now every second message is I love you so much, like I'm so grateful you came back into my life. Like I've done so much like that it's probably hurt you and just different things. And I was like, wow, like here I was like beating myself up thinking, you know, I was I was the issue, but I guess yeah, it was just nice to hear those like little compliments that I've probably been waiting for a very long time. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's been really nice.
And just the way that he showed up, because he clearly wanted to
Yes.
make this work. He was like, yeah, I want to learn to communicate better because I know that I'm not always communicating in the best
Yes.
way. And I was like, wow.
Yeah, and that's the thing, communication in our relationship was very poor. Like towards the end it was, as I said, it was non-existent. We just didn't communicate, which obviously resulted in us breaking up, among some other things. But yeah, I was very sort of like I've never really sort of said to him like, I think you should communicate better, but he was the one that was like, I understand I communicated really poorly, and that's something I'm really working on as an individual. And I was like, oh my goodness, like
Yeah.
he's read my mind. That's incredible. What? So that was really important. Like that's when I was like, oh, okay, like he's serious. Like he's actually making changes for himself. And he's
To be
actually,
better
yeah.
for you.
Yeah, and then I was like, wow, no, he's serious. Like he definitely wants me because he's showing up and he's putting the work in.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
yeah,
Ah,
so
so good.
so great, so exciting. So
And what's even more exciting is what's just about to happen because you and your specific person are gonna move in together. Uh,
correct. It's so exciting. Yeah, so we are moving in together. Um, Obviously the third party is long gone. Do I even need to mention her? Because obviously she's old
what third
news,
party?
thank goodness. Yeah, like what third party the fuck?
Which
Yeah, so that's gone. Literally, it's so good. So yeah, my specific person and I are moving in. Um, we've had like different discussions about like buying a house together, like planning like a family, etc. So it's definitely like happening quite fast now, and it's great. Obviously, this is all I've ever wanted.
yeah, yeah.
Um, except now I just have like a really great self-concept and understanding of where I went wrong before and how I was showing up versus now. So it's so helpful to then know all those parts about myself to then
Which
go
means
into the
now you can actually sustain the relationship.
correct. Yes, and now it won't just fall in a heap or if we aren't communicating correctly. Like that just little things, you know. So it's definitely it's yeah, we're just so excited for our future.
Yeah.
So it's
I'm
so
excited for
great.
you as well.
Thank you. I know it's a long time coming, but the work is obviously very worth it in the end, um, to get the result that you really desire. So,
The permanent lasting results.
and that's correct. Yeah, no, I didn't want it just to be, oh, we get back together for a year and then that's it. Like this is the man like I want to marry. So I
Exactly.
definitely see that with him, and he has said that multiple times to me. So.
Yeah.
We're like locked in for life with each other, so it's great. That's all we ever wanted.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah.
And in hindsight, when you're looking back at your journey, is there anything that you would have that you would change about your journey? Anything that you wish that you had done differently?
I guess a big thing for me, I was very worried about how once I got my specific person, how that would look and how it would happen with all the different elements of my situation. And I guess, yeah, looking back, I wish I just let things be a little bit more, just trusted the journey. Obviously, trust it's hard and
Hmm.
it's not an instant overnight, okay, I trust people now, it's fine. It takes time. So I guess, yeah, just having that in the back of my head that things actually do work out and they probably work out a lot better than you probably envisioned. It was really important for me. Yeah.
Was it more about you learning to trust yourself as the powerful creator of your reality, like trust your power, or was it more trusting in your specific person and like you building the trust with your specific person again and the relationship?
Yeah, I would say probably both. Probably more so with my specific person because obviously the trust was broken.
Yeah.
So building that trust within him to sort of like stick to his word, that type of thing was really important. And then I guess him trusting me as well. But yeah, trusting myself and trusting that I am capable of getting everything I want as well. Because it was hard. Like it wasn't easy. I'm not gonna like sit here and be like, yeah, it's so easy. Because it's not. Like it's not easy, but it's definitely worth it because then you get results like this.
Now you see some other people manifesting their specific persons in the online space within 1 month, within 3 months, like it just happens so fast. What do you think was the reason for why it took a little bit longer for you to fully manifest him in?
I think at the start I probably put a lot of doubt. in things. And I just thought, I can't do it because my situation is too hard,
Mm,
or I have too many situations with all the elements that are going on with my specific person. So I was like, I'm probably in the too hard basket, so it just won't
in
work
the
for me.
too
So
special basket.
I was just too special. So I just couldn't, yeah, as I said to Pauline, I was like, it probably won't work for me. So it's okay. So I guess I was just thinking, oh, you know, it's fine. Like you're just never going to get him. So I guess for a long time in my manifestation journey, I still had that belief
Yeah.
that it's just not going to work. So there's probably no point realistically in pursuing it. But I say, yeah, that was probably the biggest thing for me, the doubt and the self-doubt. And it probably didn't help that my self-concept was how it was either at the time. So at the time, obviously, I was like, oh goodness, I wish it just happened tomorrow. Like, but I think, yeah, don't we all? Like, wouldn't that be great if it just happened tomorrow?
Exactly.
But
Let's
I
wave a
think,
magic wand and get everything we want right now.
yes, please, everything, the whole, yeah, it was
Let's do
great.
one
But
YouTube meditation and become Zen,
yeah,
and then we're gonna get what we want.
yeah, it's like go on TikTok and just find a whole bunch of videos and just binge watch them all night, and then you'll have your manifestation by tomorrow. But no, if only. But I think it's also important that I worked on all the parts for me, um, which then resulted not only with my specific person, but also in other areas of my life. So,
Exactly.
um, and I think that was important because it's not just about him. It's obviously about my other parts of my life too, because they are just as important as well.
I also want to remind everyone what I have seen is there are, yes, people that can do one manifesting technique, repeat a bunch of affirmations, and then they manifest a specific person within a few weeks. But often they're not able to hold on to that person. So they are in this constant cycle of manifesting them in, which they're great at, but then they lose them just as quickly. Or then there are these people that are able to manifest their specific persons within a few weeks, months, but they're not like they're able to manifest them in and keep them for good because they have already worked on themselves their self concept earlier. So it's like they had already done the self concept work before they
Yeah.
manifested their specific person, so it was just easier for them. But what I have noticed with most of my clients is that they come to me and they haven't done any self-concept work. Like they might think that they have because they've been repeating a lot of affirmations every day in front of the mirror, like I'm lovable, I'm chosen, but they haven't actually changed anything within their subconscious, their beliefs.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing too, especially now with social media, how it is and how accessible it is as well. You see things like on TikTok, for example, you're like, oh, there you go. There's repeat these 5 affirmations and you'll get your specific person. So that's all you do for the next, 2 weeks. And then you're like, okay, so I've done the hard work. So now where he is, like, where is he? And it's like, no, but that's not what your self-concept is. Like, that's just some words. But if you don't actually like, if you've got a deep sort of root of, I'm not chosen, and then you say, "Oh, I'm chosen, I'm chosen, I'm chosen" every single day. It's not how it works, unfortunately. You've actually got to do the hard work and put the practice in. And sort of it is uncomfortable. Like at times I was like, "Oh goodness, like this is really, you know, un like discovering something about when I was younger was it was uncomfortable, like it is, but if you that's how you have to do it in order to change your self-concept and how you think and feel about yourself. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
I
I'm
think
so proud of
that's
you for going through this journey and for actually being able to look at your shit because it is really uncomfortable. So you just being able to look at it and change things, it's not something that most people can do.
Thank you. No, I couldn't have done it without you. Obviously, you have changed my whole life because before you, as I said, I didn't know what self-concept was. I had no idea what manifestation
No.
was, other than what you see on TikTok and YouTube. So I guess yeah, that's really where it all started for me when I met you. So
Yeah.
I owe you everything.
I'm happy that you trusted yourself to even sign up with me or like my coaching in the first place.
Well, that is very true. It can be quite daunting because obviously we live across the world from each other. That's the thing. So it's daunting when you're like, oh, will this work? Like it is a big investment, obviously, but it is worth it if you can do it. I think it's really having that one-on-one support, I think is, not just a video you see on the internet, is really what helped me.
So good. Alicia, thank you so, so much for sharing your powerful journey here with us today. You are living proof that when you just decide to take your power back and take control of your life, you decide to completely transform your life through focusing on yourself and transforming your self concept. That's when everything changes. And I know that this path wasn't always easy for you. I have seen your ups and downs. There were moments that tested you in massive ways. There were moments that challenged you, that stretched you, that pushed you to let go of who you thought you had to be and what you thought was real. But you showed up for yourself over and over again, and look at where you are right now. You didn't just manifest your specific person relationship. You stepped into the version of you who knows that she is the prize, no questions asked, who commands love and respect and commitment just by being her. And from that place, of course, the 3D reality had to change. It had no choice but to rearrange for you. So I am so proud of you, but I am also not surprised that your whole reality drastically changed because it all started from within you. It all started from you saying yes to deserving a whole new love story, a different reality, to you saying yes to focusing on yourself and going on this journey that isn't always easy, the journey of completely transforming your self concept. When you transform your self concept, change your beliefs like you have, there's no other way. Like your reality must catch up, your 3D reality must change accordingly.
Yeah, no, it's correct. And obviously at the start it is it's a hard process, and understanding beliefs about yourself, which you probably didn't want to admit to, is challenging too, but I think obviously it's worth it. I have literally changed my whole life, which is incredible, and I'm just really excited for the future. So, thank you
I'm
so
excited for
much.
you as well. And before I let you go, I have one final question for you. For anyone who is listening and feels like they are currently in the same place that you were when you started your specific person journey, feeling heartbroken, hurt, maybe they are in a no contact situation with a specific person, or they are dealing with anxiety or low self-worth. What advice would you give them to start their own transformation today?
I think it really starts with yourself. So, for me, I gave myself, after a period of time, so much love, so much kindness, so much grace. And I guess for me, my specific person then reflected all of those things to me. So just really enjoy the process. I know it is hard at times and you question parts of your life and how things are tracking in the 3D.
It's easier
But if
said
you
than
can,
done.
it does take time and you do have to invest that time in yourself. But I think what's important is you don't lose focus of yourself. Just, yeah. You always will have you. You can only really rely on you. So investing in yourself, putting time and energy in yourself is really, yeah, is really important. So
I love
all the
that.
best, everyone. You will get there. I mean, I got there in the end. So there's hope for everyone. And I thought my situation was the worst that Paulina has ever come across. So if I can do it, you can do it.
I love that. Thank you so much for that.
All right. Thank you for having me.